Welcome back to my G1 Retro Reviews. Today, we're taking a look at the original Transformers series episode, Kremzeek. In this episode, Megatron unleashes a creature made of pure energy on the Autobots, causing all sorts of zany hijinks. We begin this episode with Megatron creating the titular Kremzeek. Congratulations, Megatron! It's a boy! You must be a very proud mommy. Kremzeek begins to wreck the Decepticons' computers, but he seems to obey Megatron and stops. I do wonder why this is so, if he was just born. Was he pre-programmed to follow Megatron's orders? Or maybe he really does see Megatron as his mommy, and that's why he obeys him.
Mama?
Although, Megatron's not a very good mother, because he immediately leaves his baby on the Autobots' doorstep. By the way, how did Megatron fit inside of Thrust's cockpit? Did he use his mass shrinking ability? Also, why doesn't Thrust's cockpit look like a normal cockpit? It looks like Megatron is sitting in the passenger seat of a Cybertronian version of an airliner.
What the heck's that?
Maybe this will slow it down so we can find out.
Okay, two things here. That's obviously not Jazz's voice actor, Scatman Crothers. Instead, that was voice director Wally Burr. I'm guessing that Scatman was sick that day or something, and Wally had to fill in for him, just like he has for other voice actors in other episodes. And two, really, Jazz? You see this little electric baby creature thing wandering the hallways, and your first instinct is to shoot it? For all you know, this could have been the Baby Yoda of Transformers. Kremzeek short-circuits Jazz and the other Autobots there. But we see Jazz again, along with some more Autobots entering the room. So how can there be two Jazzes? Maybe the first Jazz was an animation error, and he was actually supposed to be Ricochet. Or Stepper. Maybe. So Sparkplug insulates the Autobots with his foam. Yep, the Autobots getting showered in white foam. It seems like there should be a joke here, but I can't think of it. For some reason, Inferno is using a more grapple-looking head design in this episode. Kremzeek then terrorizes Teletran 1.
2.99 equals pi r squared plus 2
Alert! Alert! Evil Martian Flengos have invaded supermarkets across the planet. They have come to steal Earth's ammonia.
And Kremzeek teleports to Japan.
He jumped into the screen and it was like he just went there.
He could have ridden Sky Spy's transmission beam straight to whatever place it's observing.
Where did he go?
Offhand, I'd say Japan.
Why was Teletran observing Japan? Was he slacking off and watching anime when he was supposed to be working? So the Autobots travel to Japan, where I hear that they're very popular. After wrecking Omega Supreme, Kremzeek then hops on a train. Aww, did he say choo-choo? So cute.
You choose me? Happy Valentine's.
All the other Autobots jump on Optimus Prime as they chase after the train.
What do we do when we catch that weirdo?
We'll worry about that when we catch him.
You mean you don't have a plan?
Who's had time to think up a plan?
This is one of those things that makes G1 Optimus Prime such a great character. Unlike Movie Prime, or Prime, who mostly talk in inspirational speeches all the time, G1 Prime was much more of an actual character. Sure, he was the hero, but he didn't always have all the answers. And he had other interests outside of defeating the Decepticons, whether it be playing basketball, or commissioning the creation of brand new dinosaur-themed Autobots for little to no reason.
Faster, Prime! Faster! Slower, Prime! Slower!
this whole episode kind of feels like a Looney Tunes episode, but I think this scene in particular is one of the ones that's really zany. Are we not going to address the fact that this was probably very dangerous and the people on board the train might be injured? No? And Prime rams the train again? Okay, I guess not. Kremzeek then jumps into a man's Walkman. You see, kids, back before we had smartphones that could hold millions of songs, people had portable cassette players called Walkmans. Seriously though, I wonder how they got away with putting the actual brand name on it. I guess they figured Sony wouldn't care? Ugh, I'm not even going to touch that. Kremzeek then goes into an arcade, with a sumo wrestler sitting out in front. Okay guys, we get it, they're in Japan. You know, it's too bad anime wasn't mainstream back then. It probably would have been less cringeworthy if they had a bunch of knock-off anime characters decorating the outside instead. Kremzeek jumps into a racing game. You know, it's too bad we didn't get to see him jump into a bunch of other games. Then it could have been like a Transformers version of Wreck-It Ralph. Kremzeek then goes into a TV factory. By the way, did anyone else notice that this robotic arm has a hand at the end of it? It has a thumb and everything. Apparently Blaster's robot mode is protected against Kremzeek, but not his boombox mode. And Kremzeek jumps inside him. Blaster tries to fry the little guy, but his plan backfires, and Blaster gives birth to a whole litter of baby Kremzeeks in various colors.
Oh, man.
I guess Blaster wasn't ready for the responsibilities of motherhood either. You probably should have used protection. The Autobots try to catch them all, but they end up transforming Kremzeek from a pocket monster into a kaiju.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
We even see a billboard above a movie theater that is clearly supposed to be a copyright-free nod to Godzilla himself.
Run! It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
The Decepticons start up their energy magnet and... wait, I didn't know Starscream has a face mask. Anyways, the Decepticons start their device, and everyone else start to feel the effects. They then get the idea to zap Kremzeek to the magnet.
Blaster, you finally came up with a plan.
To be fair, Optimus, isn't that your job, not Blaster's? So they send their Gigantamax Kremzeek over to Megatron.
And nothing can stop me.
But the episode's not over, and the Autobots arrive to destroy Kremzeek.
But he's kind of cute.
Aw, poor guy. Bumblebee turns away. Even Optimus doesn't want to look. But just when you think that they're done with him, there's still one left in Blaster, which seems to be the one who jumped into him earlier when they were collecting them all. Well, this was a pretty silly episode of Transformers. I do wish that this episode had better animation. Mainly because I wish Japan looked more like Japan. You watch any anime set there, and it looks just like Japan. Whereas the city in this episode mostly looks like any other generic city, but with some racial stereotypes sprinkled here or there. I mean, where are all the vending machines? We go through this entire episode and we see, what? Just the corner of one single vending machine? Where are all the panties? Oh, and I almost forgot. Kremzeek totally reminds me of the electric gremlin from the second Gremlins movie. Especially the way that it's animated and how it travels through electrical equipment. In fact, I'm pretty sure that both he and Kremzeek are played by Frank Welker. Be sure to let me know what you thought of this episode of G1 down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you here next time for the next episode of the original Transformers series, Sea Change. Another very memorable episode of G1. So I'll see you back here next week for that.